back to the Get Back podcast with the Get Back crew. I'm KJ.
I'm Nee.
I'm Naya.
And I'm Aubrey.
And this episode, we are going to be talking about pretty much some of the stuff we're going through as adults now that we have to adult. And one of the things that we wanted to start off this conversation with saying is prices is going up, y'all. Lord Jesus, they going up. Y'all, I'm the youngest of the crew. So I'm a little spoiled, so I ain't got to pay for everything. But when I got to pay for everything...
Right.
You too.
No, not like KJ, though.
You still spoiled.
KJ's on a whole
Y'all don't
different
pay
level.
for nothing.
He's on a
First of
whole
all, we're not...
different
The
level.
subject is not me being spoiled.
Aren't you the oldest?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So you've been adulting longer. You go ahead.
Yeah.
How do you feel the current economy
Right.
is affecting your life?
Lord have mercy, man. When I work, the money just comes and the money goes. You know what I mean? Whether it's gas, groceries, especially groceries nowadays. Like, I get stressed out going to the grocery store. And then bills, you know, light bill, water bill, living in a house, like, dog, it's a whole different animal. So I would just say, like, when you see the money come in, you're like, oh yeah, I worked hard for this money, and that's what you've been looking forward to, like, all the way through your life. You're like, okay, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna get the money, I'm gonna have money, and then be set. But then, as soon as you set, it's like, all right, now give me this, You're going to the tax man, fill out your tax. You know what I mean? So it's really, really difficult. So it's stressful, but you know. Like, we're a Christian-based podcast, so just trusting in God that He'll make a way. He's the provider, Jehovah Jireh.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, this is really why I am, like, so serious about, let me just go off grid and hunt my own food and do all that stuff. Because, like, I would rather, I feel safer with my own produce than store produce, and cheaper a little bit.
Especially because everything getting recalled now.
Right.
Everything can kill us at this point.
and that's another thing. Like, it's like the food. Like, we paying more for all this different stuff, but the quality of things are going down too as we get older.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, our clothes are low quality. You got to go thrift like old people clothes. For you can actually get like real quality, everything is fast fashion.
But thrifting ain't bad.
Thrifting not bad. It's not bad at all. But wouldn't it be nice to get your own clothes? You know what I mean?
For sure.
And then not for the high prices they put them at.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of point. Like, everything is getting lower quality from more higher prices, and I feel like it's kind of like a scam.
Oh, for sure.
They're scamming us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I remember I was at work. I'm not going to tell you where I worked. But I was looking at the menu, y'all, and...
Yeah, I was about to say, they could, now that you said menu, they could just look at you and be like, I think he works here.
That's fine with me. But I saw a menu from 2015.
Yeah.
And the price of the actual meal nowadays has, like, quadrupled.
No, because
like, the old meal was like $3 and now it's like
because
$8.
the entree now calls the price of a meal in the day. You know what I mean? So it's like you can only get the entree now instead of, like, for that same price as you can get a meal back in the
I was
old
going
days.
to say, I'm going to get a meal.
Large.
Please don't
for
play.
sure. Especially the fries.
Put the fries in the bag. And salt them perfectly.
Yeah.
And no ice in my drink.
And no ice in my drink.
Well, it depends, because they ice be good, though.
Or very light ice.
I don't know. I gotta be craving.
But I
ice
get free
for me to want
refills,
ice.
so...
I used to work at Cookout. I don't trust nobody ice.
No,
Don't
don't
ruin
ruin
the
it.
ice.
Right.
Don't ruin it for me. Please don't.
Ruin it for me. I want to know what they doing to the ice.
Right.
I want to know what they doing to the
Because ice been clean.
It start.
It
starts,
Defamation.
right. They gonna say that ain't true.
Actually.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he-
Never mind.
We ain't got it.
I'll tell it off there.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Like, to to be an adult now, like I remember hearing my mom talk about rent, and it was $500 for rent, right?
Yeah.
Now you can't find a place for $500.
You can't even find a room for
You
$500.
know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know what is happening with the inflation and, you know, prices getting higher. We're consistently making the same amount of money as back in the day, but the prices are still rising.
Yeah.
So it's a steady situation to where it's like we have to stress like more people are about to live below the poverty line than ever. It's because it is not because they're not making the same money. It's because everything is just getting up on us, and that's very frustrating for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I need old folks to stop being like, oh, you just have to work hard. Just because, hold on, you bought a house for $20, okay? We can't do that anymore. Like, it's not the same like back in the day where y'all were working for quarters and pennies and still lived in this lavish house. We can't do that now. It's a totally different time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get the encouragement from the older generation where they do want us to work harder. I don't know why they think we're so lazy. Probably because we ain't. We aren't tolerating.
The millennials are lazy
For sure, but we aren't tolerating what they would tolerate. I think that's why they call us lazy and quitters. But I'm sorry, baby. Man, we can't buy a house for $20. Like, I'm not about to be slaving away for pennies and not getting nowhere. And that is something that I think the older generation need to take a step back and look like, dang. Because it's even a struggle for them now, too. So,
half of them living off Social Security. Anyways, I digress. I also think Gen Z is so... We're like the DIY generation, as I like to call it.
For sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
They millennials kind of started it. Gen Z took it and ran with it. They don't want to work for nobody. They don't want to work in poor conditions. They don't want to work with anybody who has a superior complex.
Yeah.
And it turned all of that into just wanting to work for themselves. So they already know you got to make 3 times the rent. You got to go into a workplace with already 5 years of experience as a beginner. Don't nobody want to go through all of that. They would rather create their own business, be able to make wealth for themselves and the next generations to come if they have families, you know. So I do like that about our generation.
Yeah.
It's not laziness. It's just a different perspective.
Because to me, we're definitely like not lazy. And that kind of brings me to like my next point about like adulting. We're so busy and so consumed with work that we're like not having the time to like go to third spaces, having the time to meet up with our friends. Like right now, I know us and I can attest to this. She's a busy bee.
Oh, for sure.
She don't got no time for nobody, and that's not even like because she wants it to be that way.
Nobody.
It's because it kind of has to be that way in order for her to reach what she wants to do and her goals. You know what I mean? So it's creating like a whole vacuum of us in this generation starting to become more lonely because we're working so much and we don't have time and our schedules aren't syncing up. You know what I mean? Like. Back in the day, probably it would be like, all right, everyone work 9 to 5, 4 days a week, and then y'all have 3 days to really like get out, and it would be the same 3 days. So it's like, oh, you busy this Saturday? No, I'm not busy this Saturday. We can all hang out. You know what I mean? Now it's like you got a main job, then you got to get a second job, and then you got to get a side hustle. You know what I mean? So you're busy doing all these different things, and it's like you don't have no time for nobody because you're trying to run up the money in order to live that good life because you can't depend on the government to like in the future give you that Social Security or your 401k or whatnot. So that's what I feel like. I feel like we're getting lonely because we're spending so much time actually working and not being lazy.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I like being alone, but at the same time, do I miss like company? For sure. Because I won't say it's like a shock going from, hanging out almost every day to work, church, sleep. It is a little shock, but like, I do think it affects our generation's mindset and mental state for sure. Because I can attest that in those lonely times, your girl be sad, bro. But I turn on my music or I go to sleep. So I don't know what everybody else do. But for me, I definitely sleep it off. So what do y'all do when y'all get lonely?
First of all, I be coming to the house, and you still stay upstairs.
You come to the house and go to sleep.
Nah, because sometimes
Nah,
we get down
they be
there, we
watching
can
some
watch
good
movies.
movies.
Exactly.
Bro,
We're gonna
no,
watch
bro.
movies, went to the gas, got us a snack.
I go with y'all.
And then you go back upstairs.
Depends. Depends.
Depends.
I'm taking a nap.
I ain't lying.
And I'll be there like half the day too.
Bro, I come. No, we're not starting that narrative.
You
Hold
come
on.
downstairs to walk Diego, and then you happen to spend downstairs. Come and stay down there for a little bit.
I stay down there. I even play games with these jokers. Okay, I play games with y'all.
Oh.
The games are more interesting than the movies, in my opinion. So
Sometimes.
yeah, like when I don't know. It depends on what y'all watching. Some of the shows, not shows, but movies y'all be watching. You're like, this is so boring. But it's just me.
Wasn't we watching Interview with the Vampire when we was finally starting the second season, and you went upstairs and took it?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the girl get tired.
that
you know?
was the
Wait,
one
no,
we started
I
together.
finished that with y'all.
The
The
first season.
Yeah.
We were on
Oh,
the
y'all
second-
finished it?
No. Because we were waiting on you.
Exactly.
My bad.
Yeah. Went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Continue.
But
no.
don't be sleepy. Let's have that in the air. I like to sleep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like back to like the loneliness and everything. I think with how life is going, we've been extremely busy. Like it's been event after event after event. And looking at everything, it's like going to work and then even going to some events, like going to church, and you see everybody's life
First lady gonna
happening.
get you.
And
She just preached about this. She gonna get you.
She probably is. No, but like you see, life is happening and everybody enjoying their life, and it's like you go to work and then you're so busy and you're trying to like do something outside of all the busyness, and it's like Jesus, I ain't got no time for my own life. Like pause.
Exactly.
And I think in those moments that's really where you have to like just stop and be like, hold on. Let me like figure out what I'm actually doing. Like, let me actually get like a plan together. Like, I know I work this many hours. I know I have this event going on. So I think when you boil it down, you have to really see these are the pockets, I am available. So let me like actually go out so that I can like just walk outside, smell fresh air or something, touch grass. Because like those moments are so important because this life can consume you. And the way 2025 went by so fast, it was like it was this time. I feel like I'm still in 2025. I'm like, Jesus, this time is moving too fast, Lord. Like let me stop everything, and I think for people, when you look at work, it's like, if I don't work, I don't make money. If I don't make money, what am I going to do?
I can't do that.
But I think it's really important to just take a day. I'm not saying all 7 days of the week. Just take a day and be like, no, this is my mental health day. And I feel like that's important, at least one day out of the month. To just be like, this is my mental health day. I'm not compromising this for anybody. I'm not compromising it for church, for work, for any event that's going on, for y'all lives. I'm doing this for me. If y'all want to come and we, go out and do something fun, and that's all of our mental health days, then that's fine. But those days are really important because you will drive yourself crazy.
And you know what? I agree because as they've already mentioned, I am a very busy person. Like, I already got 50 limb jobs along with 50 limb responsibilities, but I also try to be everything for everybody. So even, like, I will make time for people in my schedule, even if the time really doesn't permit it all the time. But I guess boundaries is kind of what I'm trying to allude to, because I don't have many. And if somebody needs me, then I'll be there, and that just contributes to me feeling drained all the time. And like church, I love my church. She gonna get you. I love being there. Like, I am genuinely happy being there. But we are so busy. It's in the January is probably our free. I looked at our calendar. It's probably the freest month we got.
Which is good, because my birthday is this month, y'all, and I'm gonna celebrate.
But it's at the end.
And that's fine.
Because after that,
nah,
we go right back into busy.
Once you get into February, that's when everything start happening. And I love my church. Hold on, I gotta say that. And I love, because we have some amazing events. You know, y'all should look it up and, go to them. But
go to your own UPCI church, UPCI.org or the GDYM website. Go look up your own church. Don't come to mine.
Dang, bro, telling people not to come to church.
Right.
I said go to church.
No.
I said go to church.
I said just
go to your local church.
I said go to events.
Now,
you ain't gotta be there every Sunday and every Wednesday.
And you happen to find us there, then that's only. But I'm not gonna tell you what church I go to.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm not telling you. You're gonna have to just look that up and find out for yourself.
Go to your local UPCI church. You'll have the time of your life and find Jesus.
Mm-hmm. And find truth.
Jesus.
But yeah, and those days are just too important, because when you look at life, you have so much going on. Like, you may be dealing with grief and you don't actually have time to grieve, or there's a joyful event happening and you can't fully be in the moment because it's so busy. Like, those are the moments you have to be conscious and be like, you know what, I'm going to be in this moment, forget everything what's going on in life, because
excuse me, y'all. I'm just tickle in my throat, y'all. I'm not sick.
I ain't got sick thus far.
Right.
I'm keeping that record.
No, for real.
I'm not sick, y'all. I just got a little tickle in my throat. That's why I got the water.
Yeah, drink some water.
Okay, now. What was I
Lucky
saying?
I ain't got my life on the go with me.
With a spray them.
That's besides the point, y'all.
No.
What KJ is saying, I just burned. Yo, I hate you. Alright, but what KJ is saying is extremely, like, it's almost biblical, almost, to say. Like, you look at the great, like, we have to organize ourselves, even in this time of, great trials, many tasks that we have to do. We still have to organize ourselves. God created a world like we see it in 7 days, right? Or 6 days, and he rested on the seventh. We have 7 days of the week. It's very, very, very important that we take the time out of our week to find rest, especially as Christians. If we really, truly believe in what we're doing and what our mission is, we have to find, though we labor, though we toil in the field, we have to find time to rest. That's like actual biblical principles, you know what I mean? Yeah. If we don't rest, we'll drive ourselves mad, and then our bodies, our minds, they're going to be worn out, and then we won't be able to work. We'll be having to take days off because we went insane or our bodies gave out, you know what I mean? So these are the things that we have to find rest in. Even if it's not the full day, you still have to find times where you can take it upon yourself to be like, all right, you know what really makes me relax? That's good and holy. I'm going to partake in that activity, you know what I mean? All these different types of things, we have to find time in our days and our lives to actually take that up and just rest. Rest in ourselves, rest in the Bible. Picking up the Bible and reading it is a good time to rest. Rest in the Lord, you know what I mean? Rest in, he has your back. He has you covered, you know what I mean? So I think it's very, very important what Akede is saying. Even taking a day out of the month to say, I'm going to work on my mental health today, you know what I mean? What can I do to take my mind off of everything that's stressing me out and really, really pour into, all right, this is going to make me feel joy. This is going to make me feel a little bit of peace. You know what I mean? All those different types of things, I feel like it's important for us to carve out time in our busy schedules and do. And even right now, this is something that gives me a lot of joy, recording with you guys. So this is like rest for me.
No.
I don't feel like I'm working.
No, that's sweet though. Also same.
Yeah, same.
Because the Bible does say, well doing. Because it just doesn't make sense to do the work of the Lord and mentally you can't do it, or mentally you're overmaxing yourself, and it's just too much going on. Like, when you actually go out and do the work of the Lord, like, you have to make sure that mentally you're there. Like, you have to stay prayed up, and this is last year, there have been moments where there have been so much happening to where I'm actually getting up to sing, and I'm like, hold on, because I ain't prayed. Wait a minute, let me actually get here, because so much is happening, because I've been running all over. But, like, in those moments, I can't minister to someone else if I don't have it in me at that moment, you know? So it's so important. Just take a moment. And praying, that's the best way, when you sit down with Jesus.
No, sitting down having a conversation with the Lord, like, is great, you know what I mean? And to your point, KJ, like, you minister and you sing on stage. A brother once told me, he said, it's better that you stay edified than to reach someone else, because if you're not edified, then what is it? You've lost your edification, right? God wants us to be purified, regenerated, like, glorified to his standard, right? So if you're still going all out, burning for the Lord, and then you're burnt out, then your fire is gone, right? So if our fire is gone, how are we gonna be with the Lord? You know what I mean? That to that point, like, I really think, like, it's very important for us, especially in ministry, to still, like, find times to say, hey, I need rest, I need a break, and be good and clear on communicating that. I know for myself, I wasn't good and clear in communicating that at some points. Like, I was, like, working, and then I was just like, I don't have it. I'm burnt out. You know what I mean? And that's a lesson that we all have to learn. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So once we learn that, and
I
we
think
see,
you owe somebody an apology
for
that moment too.
Yeah. You know, I did apologize to him, right?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I had that conversation with him, but you know, it's those things where you just don't have too much to give, because all you do is work. You know what I mean? And though working is good, those who don't work don't eat, right?
Amen. Well, I say a man that don't work don't eat.
You know,
y'all be good, but you know, we gotta work.
I got 50 lamb jobs, and if I don't work, man, please.
Right, I'll find me something.
No, but
we all know my resume long. I'm gonna stay with a job one way or another.
But though you have to work, but still find time to rest. You know, it's always good to rest.
And that kind of goes into our next topic of, we are so consumed with so much going on. Like, we're consumed by social media, we're consumed by other people's lives, we're consumed by everything that's happening. Like, this world has turned into nothing but consumerism today. You know, like, when you go on social media, and it's like, if you look at it, people be on social media for about, like, 10 hours a day. Like that, like, there's 24 hours and you're spending 10 of it on social media, when you could, you know, go out and actually touch grass, you know, just smell fresh air.
Yeah, go outside, listen to a podcast, maybe this one, you know what I mean? But, like, keep it in your ears and do something else.
Wouldn't that still be social media though?
No, but, like, they should consume this media right here. This is good. This is good.
The media of Jesus.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Consume this. Not everything else, but consume this. It's good food right here. It's good food. But I kind of want to get Aubrey's perspective on this. Like, how do you feel like? I'm just putting you out there. So we'll talk a little more. You know what I mean? How do you feel about, like, everyone consuming stuff? You know, instant gratification, social media, all these different type of things. How do you feel?
How do I feel? So how I feel, truthfully, like, as a consumer, you know, I can admit it, you know, be on social media a lot. But, like,
Me too, girl.
TikTok's be funny, I'm sorry. But, truthfully, from the consumer's point of view, I would say, like, it gets to a certain point where it's too much and I do draw back, but I feel like when I draw back, I'm immediately going to something else, whether it's YouTube or I'm playing Sims. So like, so I feel like that I have to truly just like take a step back from both, because I would say with social media, I finally changed my algorithm to where it's like nothing but pure funniness. Is it brain rot? No. It's more so 50-50. But like but
please,
yeah,
please.
But it's more so, if I'm on social media, I'm learning something, and what I'm learning about, everybody already knows, it's most likely either going to be about the agriculture side, farming and stuff like that, or it's either going to be animals. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's not a 50-50 thing with that. But I had to really take a step back because I was comparing myself to other people around my age when it comes to social media. Now, granted, I know not everything you see on social media is what they make it appear to seem. But there is a lingering feeling of like, dang, like I'm really not doing enough, or all these people around my age are doing this, this, and this, and here I am still stuck with the family members, but you know, that's ugly.
Who she pointing at?
Alright, she did a little.
I can't. If you want to leave, you can leave.
She just said she was happy.
No, but like not like what I mean stuck, like, you know, seeing people around our age getting their own house or apartment, and it's like, dang, I'm working really hard. I feel like I'm working really hard, and I also feel like I'm not getting anywhere. So with that, I will say, take a step back from social media, please, because we are, I feel like this generation and the next generation has consumed too much of social media to the point where I won't say you don't know what's real and what's fake, but the reality of it is you don't know what's real and what's fake. And please, if you're on like social media, please stop posting your business on social media. I feel like that has become such a huge issue. You come to your first thought when you have an issue is to either AI it or
Right.
AI it or you know, tell your business to the internet. And I'm like, there gotta be a stopping point to some of it. Yeah, some of it. But how do y'all feel?
I just feel like I'm not like meant to know everyone in the world.
Yeah.
Like you know how like I'm meant to know the people who I live around. You know what I mean? Like years and years ago in ancient days, like you would literally know 30 people, and those 30 people would be your community for life. You know what I mean? But now I can know 1,000 people in a day, and that's like it's so much to keep up with. Like I don't think though our brains are a wonderful work of God, and I think they have the capacity for a lot of things. I don't think our brains are meant to function in a way that we consume what 1,000 people are saying to us constantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so much, and I think like just consuming every little thing, like social media here, YouTube here, Instagram here, TikTok here, every single day too. Like it's a lot, and it's too much, and it's already on top of the fact that we're working. You know what I mean? We're trying to find time. We're trying to find balance. So this, along with social media, and you don't know what's real and what's fake, and plus AI is getting better now. So now those videos are kind of like getting all over the feed, and you don't know if someone made them. Like
it's crazy.
It's so much for your brain to process, and I think, and that goes back to our thing about rest. You need to like rest your brain, shut it off, have it stop thinking. Sit down in a room with your people, or like by yourself, or with God, and just really just relax it, because it's constantly working over and over again. I think, like, I don't know, this could be like, I'm just throwing it up in the air. No studies or anything like that. But like I think a lot more people are having sleep paralysis now because their brains are overworking and fried, and then, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have no time to rest their brain, and their brain is working overtime, and and their body can't keep up, so they just stuck there. You know what I mean?
Talk about me.
So for me, like,
sorry to cut you off, but I also think due to social media being so wide and the route our generation and other generations are going to make a quick buck, I feel like addictions, I won't say specifically what addiction, but addictions have skyrocketed like crazy. It's to the point where you see somebody freshly turned 18 and their first thought isn't, let me go work a 9 to 5. No, their first thought is, let me go on this app and make a quick buck, which I feel like is crazy.
And it's sad because they be making that playing at 16. Some of y'all parents need to get on to your children.
The parents the problem.
I'll put it on the parents too, but like at the same time, you gotta think about the parents. They growing up in the same generation to where they overworked and overloaded too. So they don't even got no time to raise their kids.
And also the mamas and the grandmamas are getting younger.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know what I mean?
They're kids raising kids at this point.
So if
the daddy's getting older, it's weird.
I'm a be quiet.
Man, please.
Yeah, that's another thing, because like if they overworked and they raising kids who are not getting parented by them, but rather like a school system or each other, because kids are raising other kids. One kid finds something, they'll give it to another kid and be like, hey, you know what this is, da 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 da, and then they'll influence each other, you know what I mean? There ain't no parental influence anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Because the parent don't have no time to focus on the kid because they working to get all the money to provide for the kid. If they are providing for the kid. Because some parents don't do that either. So it's like, it's a big conundrum and a system where I feel like they've molded it through consumerism and through like overconsumption of things and capitalism, not to get political, but like these systems are put in place to like not have us succeed in any aspect of our life. We're gonna be in a constant cycle of work, give your money up, work, not raise a kid, have them grow up to be whatever whatever people tell them to be, and that's it.
That's why I'm a great auntie.
Get dogs, people. Get animals or something.
I'm on what, 10 or 11 with the new baby now?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I got too many. I'm a great auntie. I don't want no children, especially not in this economy. I already didn't want them before the economy, but I really don't want them now.
I'm going to stick with my dog and any other animals I get.
Girl, he's still expensive anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
at least the humans grow up and eventually start making their own money. He just gonna be your broke bestie forever.
It's true, but like I'll take that. I ain't got time for kids.
You just scared you're gonna have a you.
No, I could take a me, but I just my thought process.
Are you not a you now? Are you then?
And I can deal with that. But what I'm saying is,
Everybody making
because if I get my animals in my land, I'll be making profit off of that. It's not just I'll leave kids to y'all too.
No, I'm glad you went that way.
Look, man. Hey, we mad, so it's like you got responsibility.
Yeah, go find y'all a good thing and
you know
and go duplicate.
Just don't get no milk.
But all that to say, in closing and wrapping, all that to say in closing and wrapping, like we up to a good little 30 minutes. I feel sorry for the editor. All that to say, adulting is really hard, but we've raised some points to where it's a lot daunting on us. But us as Christians, and even talking to y'all, we want to know your opinion. So please leave a comment, please, if you can, and interact with us. We'll respond. You know, we always do. But saying that all of it is possible with the help of God. Like, God makes nothing impossible for us. regardless of what enemies are working, what principalities, what darkness comes over the world. We are abiding in Him, and He is the vine. We are the branches. As long as we are within Him, a way will be made. You know, He's our provider. So, I'm me.
I'm Naya.
I'm KJ.
And I'm Aubrey.
And this has been
the Get Back podcast with the Get Back crew, and we thank you guys so much for watching. And we are asking you guys to like, share, and comment, and also subscribe to this channel as well, and just share it with everybody that you know. We thank you guys so much for watching this, and we'll see you in the next one.
Get back with us.
Bye.